Hello, everybody. Captain Marty here on Monday, February the 17th. Wow, what a windy day yesterday. Didn't get much going on the fishing front yesterday, but Saturday was really good and some really big tuna still being caught. The only game in town, really, but we'll share with you what's going on. I'll be right back.
Teachers Lair Marina in Hatteras Village is the closest spot on the Outer Banks to the Gulf Stream. Just inside Hatteras Inlet, Teachers Lair is fully loaded with bait, tackle, ice, snacks, and drinks for your fun-filled day out on the water. Want to get rigged up to catch the big one? Lee and the gang in the tackle shop can outfit you to catch whatever is eager to get hooked. To see the marina, the tackle shop, or to book a charter, go online to teacheslair.com. Teachers Lair Marina in Hatteras Village. Your fishing venture awaits.
Real. That's the first word that comes to mind when I think about Outland Seafood in Mans Harbor. Yeah, they're the first and last place you see coming to and leaving the Outer Banks on Highway 64 in Dare County, but they're also real when it comes to fresh local seafood. Troy Outland, real. Curtis and Josh, real. The indoor crab shedders, real. Stop by and see for yourself right next to White Shopping Center and check them out on social media. Outland Seafood in Mans Harbor, real.
So I've been checking with some of my old friends, Andy Pylan down in Hatteras on the Good Times, Dickie Harris on the Fantastic up at Oregon Inlet, and others. And the bluefin tuna bite has been exceptional. Of course, it was mighty windy yesterday, but Saturday and all through last week when the weather permitted, the tunas were out there. Now, these bluefin tuna go from the schooling size bluefin tunas, which I would just call them, I'm going to put this in poundage terms because the lengths are hard to understand, but 60 to 200 pounds, like more of the schooling bluefin tuna, been a lot of them down to Hatteras. Andy shared with me that he had 27 one day last week. You can only keep one, and that's hard for people to understand when there's that many tuna out there. But they are worldwide. They're heavily regulated. And the schooling size, you can keep one per day. And these are very general terms. The giants, which roughly are from 200 to 900 pounds or bigger, you can keep one per year on a charter boat if you have the right permits. So a big part of the fishery is catch and release. That's unusual because our yellowfin tuna fishery, which is our bread and butter on the Outer Banks, and our blackfin tuna fishery also our bread and butter. Yellowfins are a step down from the bluefins in size, but they're still, they average from 25 to 85 pounds. The blackfin tuna average from 15 to 25 pounds, roughly. And then there's the big eye tuna, which we don't talk about very much, but they're the least numerous, but they average 100 to 300 pounds. So the fact is, though, on the blackfin, the yellowfin, and the big eye, you can keep more than one a day. There are still some limits, but you can fill your box up with tuna if you want to. So this bluefin is different. It's catch and release fishing, although for many people it's a bucket list catch. And people do travel from all over the world to come right to the Outer Banks and fish for these bluefin tuna. Some of them do it on some very challenging tackle, even spinning tackle, but it's not your surf fishing spinning tackle. It's not like that. It's high tech, very expensive, really big drag washers. And then a lot of these fish are caught with stand-up tackle. They're not even sitting in a fighting chair. So it's a big thing. There's a small group of boats in both fleets that have been out there all winter doing it, and that bite will continue until the season closes by proclamation or the fish just happen to leave the area. But right now, it's really, really good. And why they're out there hammering these bluefin tuna, they're catching a scattered yellowfin tuna in February. So that's a good sign as well, because you can keep them. So if you can get your one bluefin for the day you can keep of a schooling-sized bluefin and 3 or 4 yellowfins to go along with it, you got some fish to take home and throw on the grill. And boy, would I love to have some of that. But that's, like I mentioned, that's pretty much the only game in town right now. For recreational fishermen, there's still probably some commercial fishing going on. I know that the ocean gill netters are at it. The shrimping seems to be pretty much over with right now. I could be wrong on that, but last time I heard, the shrimp are moving south. So we'll take a little break right here, and I'll come back and we'll just talk a little bit about inland areas, backcountry, maybe a little freshwater fishing. I'll be back to do that in just a moment.
Come and experience fishing for the whole family aboard the Crystal Dawn at Pirates Cove Marina in Manio. The Crystal Dawn is a roomy 65-foot headboat, fully equipped with the latest gear to give you the best fishing experience. Worried about getting seasick? Fear not. The Crystal Dawn stays in safer and shallower waters to lessen the likelihood of that happening. Half-day and private fishing trips are available. To find out more, go online to crystaldawnheadboat.com. The Crystal Dawn Headboat out of Pirates Cove. Fishing that is fun for all ages.
All right. So what is going on in the backcountry? Not much. This is the time of year when things really, really quiet. I don't doubt that you could catch something up in the estuaries right now in the shallower water, but we did have a big cold stun event. We had our trout population, which has been phenomenal. I mean, phenomenal all of last year and even through most of this winter. Took a pretty heavy hit. We won't know really for 2 or 3 or 4 years until that year class cycles through how bad exactly that it was. But if you got in a creek and you were in an inland body of water somewhere where it was still legal to have a trout, then you would go out and catch one. But mostly everybody is kind of giving that a break right now. I'm not seeing any activity on the estuaries that I drive by on the Stumpy Point Highway almost every day, and very quiet. Nothing going on. Duck season is over, so places like Long Shoal at the Dare County, Hyde County line are not producing boats and boat trailers like normal. I don't see anybody fishing off the bridges. You know, it's like Captain Omi Tillett used to always say, even the fish need a rest too. So I think that's what's going on. I don't have much else to talk to you about there. As we work into the season, remember, this is the booking time of year. This is when your choice dates are available. And how do you book? There's a lot of different ways. You can do it online. You can call the marinas, but I still am old school. I like to deal with the captain. I recommend you deal with the captain directly. Same price. All that's the same thing, but you start building up a little rapport with the captain that you wouldn't if you just strictly booked online. So you'll get to talk to him. You'll know what to expect. You'll know a little bit about his mate. You'll know a little bit more about his boat. And how do you get up with the captains? You can go to any of the major marinas, and almost every website has all of their captains listed if you want to contact them at home. And by the way, word of mouth advertising is really good. But there's lots of places you can find out about these boats. And we do have the nicest fleet of boats in the country as far as working charter boats go. Most of them locally built. So that's, not going to be an issue. Almost all of them are very, very similar. But now's the time, especially if you need a weekend, even though I don't recommend the weekends, but if you need a Saturday, you better go ahead and get your trip booked now, especially if you want to go yellowfin tuna season fishing, and that will really start kicking in usually end of March through about the early part of June is the spring tuna run, and that's quite often some of the best tuna fishing in the world. So keep all that in mind. Thank you for coming over and checking out our report today, and hope the Lord blesses you with a beautiful day.